Hey guys, this video is called Veganism 101, Google is your friend. And I don't have to say very much in this video because someone else has actually said it all for me, and I'll leave the link to the podcast in the description section. If you're not watching, if you're not listening to Vegan Freak Radio yet, you should be. A couple of episodes come out a month usually. It's made by two academics who are also like sort of punk do-it-yourself type people. They're really funky. They swear a lot. So if that puts you off, I don't know, you might not like it so much, but I'm sure you can put up with it. Anyway, so the podcast that you'll find, it's show number 101, and it's called Veganism 101. And they make some really good points, points that I would like to sort of go over a little bit. The prime point that you should always remember is that Google is your friend. And usually if you need to find something out, like for instance, is such and such vegan, you can usually just write in, your keyword that you're looking for and the word vegan and press search, and you'll come up with all kinds of responses. Basically, just about any kind of information on veganism that you could want is on the internet. And obviously there's bullshit on the internet, but there's also really good information. So what I tend to do is I'll do my keyword search, and then I'll look at 2 or 3 different listings that come up, and if it's sort of like a controversial issue, I'll sort of compare the different viewpoints and the different information in each one, and come up with my own opinion. And that's very important as well. There are some people who are against veganism or for veganism who have very strange views which aren't necessarily based on science or any sort of section of reality. So it's always good to double check information, and even if you want to get further into it, if you're looking at stuff like, just for instance, on a nutrition basis, one source that I found that was amazing was the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition. I think that's it. But they actually have scientific articles, studies on there, peer-reviewed studies, which contain all of the study information. So it's not just like when you go to like a news website or something, and they'll have like the headline, and then you read it, it's like a couple of paragraphs long, and like a summary, which could be twisted any way people want it to be twisted. It's like there were like headlines a few weeks ago saying veganism shrinks your brain, and then it turns out when you actually read the article, it says that B12 deficiency shrinks the brain, and there's no reason for a vegan to be B12 deficient if they supplement, which most vegans are, so that kind of information. But the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, I'm sure that's what it's called. Anyway, if you look it up, you'll find it. It's fantastic. There's like hundreds of studies where they've looked at vegan health, like health of vegans of various age groups, contrasted with omnivores or vegetarians, and that kind of stuff is very interesting. And I probably will be talking about some of that, the information I've found there, in a video at some point in the future when I can get my head together enough to really sort of sink my teeth into a topic of that substance. Anyhow, basically what I want you to do is go and listen to that podcast. I haven't actually listened to the entire thing yet. I'm only 20 minutes in. But yeah, listen to the podcast. Love the podcast. Use Google. Think for yourself, and be a healthy, happy vegan. And also, I would say that Vegan Freaks Radio, probably even if you weren't a vegan, you could enjoy it. If you just wanted to understand, like, you know, say you had some friends that were vegan or something, and you wanted to get sort of a better idea of where they were coming from, it would be a good thing to listen to. You know, if you're just interested, it's a great show. It's really, really entertaining. It's not dry and boring, and it's not a couple of sort of airy-fairy new age types like waffling on about how much they love animals. It's really interesting and awesome show that everyone must listen to. Anyhow, I'm raving now. Listen to the show, and I'll see you guys later.